Good day everyone, I am Dominic L and I am here to present our individual and group collage. Here is our group collage, entitled Truth to be Told, Biodiversity is Worth More Than Gold, with the theme Preserving Biodiversity for a Better Life, a Better Society. Biodiversity is like a tree, buffering us from the worst of climate change and sustaining our health, well-being, and economies. Trees contribute directly to the environment by providing oxygen, improving air quality, climate amelioration, conserving water and preserving soil, and also supporting wildlife. And biodiversity plays an important role as well. Harnessing the power of nature for development is essential to secure the future health, security, and a path out of poverty for billions of people. And here is the objectives of this collage. Describe the nature of biodiversity on various aspects of human life. Display the impact of biodiversity on various aspects of human life. Name the impact of biodiversity on various aspects of human life. All life on Earth, including humans, depends on the mechanisms that biodiversity supports. We cannot have the health ecosystems that depend on a variety of creatures, plants, and bacteria to give us the oxygen we breathe and the food we eat. And people also value nature of itself. Good day, people of CCSA. This is Dominic Ando, your host, and welcome to Amazing Earth. On today's episode of Amazing Earth, we have invited students from Christian colleges of Southeast Asia to help us learn more about biodiversity and healthy society. But before that, let's watch this trivia.
Sir Dom, I always wonder what this biodiversity means. Can you enlighten me about it?
Wow! That's a great question, Miss Anime. What is biodiversity? The word biodiversity originates from the Greek word bio, which means life, and the Latin word diversitas or diversity, which means variety or difference. The whole word biodiversity generally therefore means variety of life. Biodiversity underpins all life on Earth and refers to biological variety in all its forms, from the genetic makeup of plants and animals to cultural diversity. It is the quantity and variations of plants, animals, and other organisms that are existing in a certain ecosystem.
Now I know. Thank you so much, Sir Dom.
Have you learned something from the trivia? Now let's learn further about biodiversity. Let's welcome our first guest, Miss Alinton and Marjorie. Can you give us more details about biodiversity?
The action of Earth's 3.5 billion years of evolution is biodiversity, from the single-celled cyanobacteria known as cyanobacteria to the two-legged mammals known as humans. This is where organisms evolved. The myriad products and services that biodiversity offers are crucial to human survival on Earth. The basic state of a community's health can be determined by how its normal resources are managed, the state of the local plant and animal communities, and the integrity of the local ecosystems that they form have an impact on human health and well-being.
Thank you so much for that, Miss Alinton and Marjorie. Now let's welcome our second guest, Miss Anime Alao, to talk about what does biodiversity mean for human health.
People rely on biodiversity in ways that are not always obvious or valued in their daily lives. In the end, the goods and services provided by ecosystem affect human health, such as those necessary for excellent human health and prosperous livelihood, such as water, food, and fuel sources. Ecosystem must be in good condition for communities to be healthy, so they offer secure access to food, clean air, fresh water, and medication. Additionally, they reduce sickness and maintain the environment. According to research, illness outbreak and the extinction of biodiversity are directly related. Wild creatures unavoidably come into contact with us and spread the infections they carry when we damage nature.
Thank you, Miss Alao Anime, for that information. Now let's learn about the threats to biodiversity and health, to be discussed by Miss Abantu Alva Noel.
according to a State of Knowledge Assessment jointly released by the World Health Organization or WHO and the Convention on Biological Diversity or CBD. Biodiversity loss is occurring at previously unheard of rates and is having an effect on human health globally. This article was released in 2015. The effects of biodiversity loss on health are a subject of considerable concern. Changes in biodiversity have an impact on how ecosystems function, and severe ecosystem disturbances can have an impact on the ecosystem product and services that support life. Changes in land use, pollution, pure water quality, chemical and waste contamination, climate change, and other factors that contribute to ecosystem degradation all have the potential to significantly endanger human health while also reducing biodiversity.
Thank you, Ms. Abantu Alvanuel. Now let's welcome our fourth guest to discuss about the nutritional impacts of biodiversity, Mr. Tasik John Gaspar.
Through its impact on global food production, biodiversity plays a significant role in human nutrition because it assures soil productivity, thus is sustainable and supplies the genetic resources for all types of food-producing plants, animals, and marine species. Through irrigation, fertilizer use, plant protection, or the introduction of new crop types and cropping patterns, food production can be intensified and improved. These actions have an impact on biodiversity as well as the human and the world nutritional status.
Thank you, Mr. Tasik John Gaspar. To give us more details about nutritional impacts of biodiversity, we have our last guest, Mr. Aureliano Christian.
Human actions are changing natural biodiversity and disrupting the structure and operations of ecosystems. Such disturbances change interactions between organisms in their physical and chemical habitats, as well as the abundance of some organisms, while increasing the population of others.
A catastrophe in biodiversity has never been seen before threatens the basic survival of humanity. Around us, the number of species has drastically decreased, and once they become extinct, they are gone forever. Even while the problem of biodiversity loss sometimes appears to be insurmountable and dismal, there are things that each of us can do to make a difference. We can stop the loss of biodiversity by altering our lifestyle and treating the problem seriously. Thank you so much to all of our guests on today's episode. I hope everyone got a learnings from what they have discussed. This has been your host, Mr. Dominic Ando, leaving a message or a quote by Thomas Isnir. Biodiversity is the greatest treasure we have. Its diminishment is to be prevented at all costs.